We are live. Let me see if you can see me, hear me. Testing right now. Nothing yet on YouTube. Trying. There we go. All right. Looks like we are set. Let me know if the audio is good. And let me see who's here. Jimmy, the man, misinformation in hand. Manny Fresh, what's good? Tony, Lucky on Three Legs, One Kick Finder, D-Bay, Big Money, Mo, yes, sir. All right, more people coming in. I don't know where the B is. He did have a whatnot earlier, which was also random. I was like, wonder how that's gonna go. In the afternoon, he's trying new times, and then he's supposed to go on in an hour or so. So I don't know. He might be taking a little B nap, and then he'll be ready to go. So we'll see if he jumps in. If not, it's all good. N Palma, Mendez Fines, Hustle Crow. We got a lot of things to talk about anyway. Miles, what's up? So before we start, let's get into sales a little bit. How are sales? Which platforms are working well right now? Oh, Hustle and Muscle. There we go. Josh Leva. Now eBay, obviously. Poshmark. We talked about Poshmark with Poshmark shows. Did anybody try that out? Did you sign up? How is that going? Let me know in the chat. Of course, Amazon, StockX, Goat, all of that. How are sales right now? Any trends, things you've been kind of looking at that have been doing well for you, maybe not doing well? We could talk about that as well. But eBay right now, same thing, right? I mean, still waiting on a lot of payments to go through. Of course, the usual like, hey, I didn't realize this wasn't my size. Hey, I bought a kid's jersey. I thought it was an adult jersey. So I got that returned as usual. I don't understand it with some of the eBay stuff. Like, all you gotta do is read. All you gotta do. But it's difficult. Miles sales have been slow, but hopefully we'll pick up this month. Fly Kicks, what's up? And Palma, eBay killed it last week, but this week dead. StockX, random stuff, and Goat, couple of random stuff. All right, little mix. Hustle Crow, still one sale on Poshmark. That place is dead. Big Money Mo, Amazon on the move right now. Mendez Finds, eBay is strong, but Goat slow. And Poshmark, let me see, pulling up the rear. Sneakers Envy, what's up? Let me see. Mendez finds getting more returns, and please cancel my order on eBay. Tony says sales trash. My eBay is a ghost town. I purple productions. Poshmark is killing it, but I have a bot. All right. Retrospective gear, what's up? Josh Leva, still kind of slow, but picking up. Goat is the best so far. Easy prices are going up. So we're going to talk about also some of last week's releases and all of that. Let me see. Dig in the hat. Go LA. Sneaker flip find. Let me see. Fly Cakes. UPS stole my package. Goat taking forever to pay me back. eBay have too much problem. Hustle Crow. When I get a sale on eBay, I click mark as shipped right away. Have not had a cancel request since I started doing that. Interesting. All right. So there we go. My question is this. So now we're in November, which, man, this whole year going quick. I know we say that seems like more recently than ever, but man, Q4 time quick in November already. And you're already starting to see kind of like the Black Friday sales ads starting to show up, right? Like Target, Walmart, Best Buy, the usual. Now they're starting a day or two before. Now it's like a whole week thing. You can order more online, that kind of stuff. But I'm interested to see what's going to happen with regular stores, how their sales are getting ready for the holidays, all of that. We're getting more of, if you go on YouTube now in general, you're getting more of the some people call it fear, like fear mongering type of stuff to where economy is gonna die out. I don't think it's fear mongering. I think people are being realistic more than anything. Let me go back to the chat. Let me see. Q4 is gonna be tough. People just don't have the money like last year. Sneaker flip find. Whatnot makes it fly by, busy all the time. Sneakers envy. Chris, I do the same, not my problem. Sneaker flip find. Retailers announced very bad Q3 numbers. People just aren't spending. And Palma had a weird thing happen with Foot Locker. They sent my order for Navy 4s and Midway somehow got returned. Got a email, they received my return before it even got to me. Of course, nothing. So really weird stuff. So that's going to be interesting on the next couple of weeks now that of course, not that Black Friday has been a huge deal the last couple of years anyway, because they've been trying to figure out how to get around it. But I'm kind of interested to see how retailers do, like Sneaker Flip Find said, or a Sneaker Flip Find saying about Q3 numbers on how that's working out. Need that stimmy again, says Miles. Hustle Crow, gas price gouging. There we go. DFW, what's up? DFW, Sneakers Envy, some of the other Whatnot sellers, kind of interested to see what your takes are on Whatnot, people spending money there or not spending money there. How does that compare with eBay, Amazon, and all of that? I feel like Amazon is always like one of those where you're gonna sell. I mean, Amazon's the biggest marketplace online. I think as long as you're making I guess the ROI that you want to make, then you should be good to go. Of course, returns also come into play, which that's for every platform except for, I guess, Goat, StockX, and Whatnot. But eBay, if you have returns off as well when it comes to shoes. But profit margin, I think, is definitely just different on whatever you're selling, what your cost of goods are. I know Daily Refinement did have a nice video recently kind of explaining his like Whatnot, um, you know, margins and paying workers and having all of that. And that guy's running shows nonstop. He has workers running shows for him, different margins on that end. Of course, he can't sell on eBay anymore, but he's been all in on the Whatnot side. Those breakdown videos always interesting to me. I like to see what's been going on with that and see what kind of margins to be made there. Let me see. Is people still spending money? eBay for sneakers is dying big time for me. Big money. Hey, big money Mo is not perfect. There's also some things not moving. He said eBay for sneakers dying a little bit. I like the honesty. Big money Mo. Let me see. I can't keep buying TVs every Black Friday. Mendez finds. Amazon does have a brutal 90-day holiday return. Sneaker flip find. DFWS, different market. Sneakers envy, definitely Whatnot is less than market, but volume can compensate if you can find the supply and don't mind the work. So exactly, different markets there. Poshmark, I wonder, man, where's Brian? I haven't even seen Brian on the live shows in a while. I haven't even seen him in person, even out there sourcing. Where's my boy Brian? Hotel Life Sut Sneaker Picker, still waiting for insurance to check fire damage. Oh man, hopefully everything improves soon. How's baby stuff? So baby not out of the womb yet. So still getting there. I got everything set up though. So that's one big step. But now that we're getting into Q4 time and I'm trying to figure out the holiday into reselling business kind of separation and how I'm going to get things organized there. Mile High Hustle. There he is, my boy, Mile High. Mile High, I tried to jump into one of your lives. You were at Burlington, and then it kind of froze, and then I don't know what happened after that. But how is sourcing, how are sales for you, Mile High Hustle? So that's kind of where I'm at right now, where my mind is at when it comes to the reselling part. Rashard, there we go. But when it comes to 3G Tech, lots of hats at Burlington, Mitchell and Ness. Hats are everywhere. Sneaker pickers. They better not be undercutting me. Finally got some hats going. Now Burlington's undercutting me. I don't like that. Marshall's undercutting. Come on now. But it's going to be interesting on what they're going to be selling, what's going to be doing well next couple of months. Ross taxing on jackets, Josh Leva. So I did see that Ross trying to compete with Burlington on high price jackets. Let me see. Oh, $10 to $13 sneaker pickers. There we go. But I think with Ross though, a lot more of like the running track shoes, that kind of stuff. I guess I'm kind of waiting on, where they're gonna get some of the heat. Maybe the real thing is now is like not necessarily what you are buying, but what you're not buying. What you're stacking cash on, I think is gonna come into play. Not forcing the issue right now if it's not really there. Some of the jackets, okay, understandable. Maybe some retail like 350, 250, but to force the issue, I don't think is smart right now. Sales are healthy, 5% of Hustler Hacks level, and that's not true. Not gonna overtake you anytime soon. Football cleats, fast movers from Ross, fly kicks. There we go. All right, so let's get into some of the releases that are coming out. We're also going to talk about the Jordan 1s, which we're 2 weeks away from, I guess, official release. Lost and found ones, but backdooring, of course, also an issue. And they have now gone lower than 500, and we're not even there yet. So that's going to be interesting. Josh Leva, yeah, I'm passing. I'm good with jackets. So here we go. Oh, how do you get your shoes authenticated? Is it worth doing? I don't know. We talked about that last week with authentication that, depends on what it is really. And I've kind of like been a little like the authentication thing. And I think that's really what's been helping Whatnot, and maybe on some of the buy it nows, people getting their shoes right away. But it also hasn't been helping maybe price wise, because of course, deals on deals, which is what everyone's looking for right now. I can't blame anybody looking for deals at all right now, because that's where we're at. I think everybody wants to get the best deals possible with the economy and where we're going. So, all right, let me add this to stream. We'll go into some of the sneaker news, and then we'll talk more about business. I'm not really hunting for the rest of the year. Going to clear out inventory for Q4, which I think that's really smart, Danny, on your side too. Like I know, Danny, you've been sourcing throughout the whole year, getting ready for this time. This is the busiest time of the year to sell, and I think going all in on sales this time of the year extremely smart. And try to stack the cash, getting ready for next year for whatever may happen, because maybe sales will slow down. Maybe they won't slow down too much, but maybe new opportunities will come up, buying opportunities, and you have that cash. I think you'd be ready to go. All right, first one. We did see the mock-ups. Now, here's apparently what they're going to look like. True Blue releases on my birthday next year. So celebrates 35th anniversary of the Air Jordan 3 by coming out with a True Blue Air Jordan 1 high and 180 2023. It already seems weird seeing 2023. These guys are, Nike is ready for next year, getting these things out. And here's, I guess, another different side of it. True Blue. So a softer blue, not really like a hard royal, not really like a dark or mid navy. I don't know what you would call it. I guess true blue, right color for it. See, this color, I guess, because every color looks different on different photos, but looks a little bit better on hand. Maybe. And then the gray kind of throws it off a little bit. Next, Travis Scott, Jordan 1 Low, Olive. Releases March 25th. So already have a date for this one. Spring 2023 at 150. Will people be out there ready to get Travis Scott's? Absolutely. How will the market look for March? That's what I'm interested in. But apparently this one, they're saying that it is a women's olive. So interesting. Women's Travis. Let me go back to the chat. Danny, yep, it's been thinking about it too, about selling right now. Same, haven't sourced in 2 weeks, just selling. There we go, Miles. Building up that cash, building up that capital. iPurple, I've had some people but from me off of Instagram because they don't want to wait for eBay authentication. So there we go. Let me see. True Trash, Richard. Danny, to Mile High, I'm going to start fresh at the beginning of Q1 and adapt to whatever is going to start selling. There's kind of like a beauty to starting fresh when it comes to inventory and your store. Whatnot has helped me do that a lot, getting out some of the older inventory. But seeing the inventory now, I'm like, trying to figure things out again. What I want to focus on. It is really good, though, to kind of figure that out as well. If you can do it, which means selling the most that you can in the next 2 months for the holidays. Trophy Room, Jordan 7 releases via raffle, if we can believe that, November 3rd. So Trophy Room on the 7s, dubbed new sheriff in town, and celebrates the 92 Barcelona Olympics. So 225 on the backdoor Jordan 7, or Trophy Room Jordan 7, sorry. Next, Reverse Brazil, more dunks, non-SB dunks. And this will be kicking off 2023. I told you, these guys are ready. Nike's ready for next year. Let's just keep milking these dunks. All right. Yeah, raffle. There we go. Very clean. I don't mind those. My Burlington is a ghost town for Nike shoes. Ross has been super slow. Just smaller Nike Elite Soccer the last 10 days. Hustle Crow. All right. Now into the news. StockX lays off workers for second time in 4 months. So I think this came out today. Once again, facing challenges of scaling their business combined with the struggling global economy, confirming today that StockX has laid off a portion of its workforce. Under 80 employees were impacted by layoffs, and all affected employees worked in corporate roles and were given severance packages, health and mental health benefits, professional outplay services, extended stock option windows, and 401k match vesting. So in total, around 5% of StockX workforce was laid off. And GOAT needs to buy StockX. That would also probably help too. But I think also because StockX is also getting into you can sell refurbished computer stuff and gaming stuff. And I don't know if GOAT really wants to go that route. I think GOAT has been pretty true to sneakers and streetwear. But StockX, I think they're trying to get a little bit of everything to kind of keep them running afloat, and also trying to compete with I guess eBay, Amazon type of stuff. Well, Amazon's always been bigger than eBay though, and then eBay wants to kind of compete with StockX and GOAT with authentication and sneaker heavy based stuff, which they just need to do them. Let me see. Now they're authenticating those unemployment checks. Intramorph. Amazon gonna buy StockX. Amazon and eBay should buy them. There we go. All right. And before sneaker releases, though, I want to check out some of the releases that did come out that we didn't get to talk about. Let's refresh this. So Midnight Navy, I know my boy Brideway B, other people did hit on these, picking up different pairs. Right now, size 9, 284, 9.5, 280, 294, right under the 300 range. And of course, retailing at 210 plus tax. Who picked up any of these? We talked about them being like Dallas Cowboys, Jordan 4s. Let me see. Amazon, if they want to get into authentication, sourcing code. Sports cards really dropped off, probably bad for StockX too, says Hustle Crow. Man, sports cards is crazy. The updates on Twitter. There's people just straight up doing updates on Twitter as far as showing like when certain cards were bought in 2020 and where they're at right now. And a lot of the Kobe's, which surprisingly, like a lot of the Kobe's, like half the price of what they were sold for, in 2020, what they were supposedly worth. A lot of the Giannis or like the John Moran, or like a lot of those rookies, like sky high in 2020 when people had that money, and then now some people are just dumping them, just straight up losing money instead of playing that long-term game that they probably originally were thinking about doing, and just taking the L and just like, hey, well, I lost this amount of money on it, it is what it is. But man, cards definitely a huge hit on that end. But on the whatnot side of it, so many card sellers, and man, just they're still, the thing is, I feel like a lot of those, sellers are really trying to take full advantage of the urge of people wanting to how do we say this? Gamble, or not gamble, or maybe gambling, the surprise, the mystery of it all. And it's still going huge when it comes to that stuff. I guess more than graded, it's on the thrill of what you could win, what you could get on that side, which is crazy. Dak posted a picture with these fours on Instagram. There you go, Mark. Broadway B, there he is. Yes, sir. Didn't get as many as I wanted, but no complaints. Josh Leva got 2 pairs. Heard they were heavily botted. Sneakers Envy got a few midnights. Nasty hit a 10.5 on sneakers. All right, next. Zion on these Voodoo Jordan 1 low. I thought they were kind of interesting, seeing the photos of them first. It looks like right now 198, right under 200 range, and they do retail at 170. So Jordan 1 low on that one. Yaroslav, sneakers are not commodity like hospitals, foods, gas, etc. Unlike B said, it's a luxury goods and they are first to go down, especially when hype related to. Next, the neck face SB Dunk Low. This one was interesting. So this one I watched to kind of see what the market was looking like. Right before release, and also getting closer to Halloween, these were about 380. Then they were about 350, 320 range. Now, look at that. 163, 185, 198 on my size and size 11. Under $200. So really interesting to see how far these went down. We saw like the early release photos, and then some people started getting them early as well. That's when I told you they're at 380, then 350, 320. But man, sub 200 in this case. And retail at 120. And that release was on the 26th. Next one. Here we are on Lost and Found. Let me go ahead and refresh this to see where we're at. So my size now, size 11, we're now at 462. Last week, and then the week before that, talking with the B, we were at 5. Man, the week before that week, we were at 800 to 900 on these. Then we went to about 6. Then they were about 580, 550. Now we're at 462. Now, some of the other sizes, 475, size 8, 459. I was really surprised. Size 12 and 13. Usually 12, 13 on kind of like a more OG looking shoe. I would think, all right, maybe size 12 would be around the 582, 600 range. But nope, size 12 right now at the 400, 462 as well. So that is wild. And seeing them going down as we get closer to official release date, which we're about 2 weeks away. So 2 weeks away, we're at the 18th. Yeah, 16 days. So a little bit over 2 weeks. Fly Kick says 370, the high on release day. Picked up the neck. The neck face. There we go. They dipped. Richard. I thought these would be well off in the 300s. I agree. I thought they were going to be, but no, the neck face definitely went down quite a bit. And I wonder also if they're just going to keep going down because maybe people really kind of were feeling them for Halloween. And of course, since holidays just come and go, maybe people are like, wasn't really feeling them like I thought it was. And now they're down less than 200. So Lost and Found. Let me go back. Lost and Founds will be a long hold, says Miles. Sneakers Envy. I'm telling you some trajectory as the Rebellionaire. Connor, Lost and Found gonna hold value. So we're a little mix. Broadway B was at the local big mall over the weekend. The DTLR had over 60 pairs of GS Lost and Founds. Grade school. They will be 300 and under around release. It's too many, and Jordan 1 hype has died. Richard. I can't believe people paid $1K for them. They dipped so quick. Man, on Whatnot. Well, then again, some of the people that were getting them early already paid up. And, they weren't getting them at retail. They weren't getting them at 400. They were already paying pretty good amount of money. Then selling them, trying to get, the 800, 900,000, 1,200. And some were moving at like the 900 to 1,000. Just like iPurple was saying, that is wild because now you're down 500 and they haven't even released yet. If you were buying them as those early $1,000 pairs, that is wild. Next one, let me see. They're releasing Jordan 1s like Kanye releases controversial comments. They've lost their value. Intramorph. Yaroslav, no sneakers will hold value next year except extremely rare 500K unit is not rare. Umpire says 350 for Lost and Found on release day. Mile High Hustle, what happens to Nike / Jordan in the aftermath of Ye and Adidas parting ways in the absence of hype competition? Does Nike prosper or suffer? I guess in that case, battling it out on that end, I feel like Adidas, that's kind of like all they really had. So I feel like Nike did see them as like somewhat competition, but not over the top competition. And to tell you the truth, I feel like New Balance even has more weight to them than I guess some of the Yeezys over time. But Yeezys now, because they're not going to be released, they're slowly going up. But I feel like Nike felt like I would see them as doing okay, and not really seeing them as big over the top competition. We saw so many like 700s and weren't even moving when it came to that Yeezy stuff. The sale volume on these are insane right now too. It says nasty. Plot twist next year, economy boost and Nike full stock and we eat. There we go, big money Mo. Buying Jordan 1s in the secondary market feels like buying Bitcoin right now. Oh, that's what we talked about last week with buying high and trying to sell even higher. I don't understand that at all right now. It's a completely wrong time to try to do that. And that's where people are getting bit, as you can see here. A lot of people buying the $800 to $1,000 lost and founds were hoping, man, once release date comes, they're not going to get their pair. People are going to start looking under the secondary market, and maybe they'll be at 1,500, 1,800. But there was a lot of people saying from the start, this is a big general release, big GR. So why are we going to go, I don't know, all in and spend what's a retail going to be on these 180, 5 times the amount, in hoping of making 300 on top, 500 on top? Maybe, I don't know. And that's a big risk. It's a big maybe. And that's where I see it going now. And so it's kind of like, oh man, don't want to be in that tough spot. And they're not even out yet. Let me see. Nike might prosper. People won't have to decide if they should buy Yeezys versus Jordans. And even then, though, that's what's going to come down to economy wise, to where like, is that even going to matter anymore? Um, Fashion, hype beast, that stuff is always going to be around, but I think it's also going to get to the point to where I think it's already getting there to where maybe people just don't care. I mean, like pandas, like they're going to keep restocking pandas. And at one point, you just be like, well, they're just going to be there and I don't have to pay too much over resale. And less people are really going to care. Let me see. People are still holding cash from 2020, 2021, just not spending as much on goods, but they spend on summer travel. Not all people, of course. Big Money Mo. Everyone I talk to only ask for Jordan 4s right now, says Danny. But that's everything right now. Cars, houses, stocks, sneakers, everything is overpriced. Intramorph. Yaroslav, economy is not boosting anytime soon. It holding by a string. It will have to come down to big time guys. Got to stop being hopeful and read the thread. It's pretty clear at this point. 2024 is when the economy should start getting better, which I also agree. And Big Money Mo, 2024 is around the corner. Yes, sir. That's where I feel like next year is going to be the one where you really have to. I mean, next year is going to really depend on who's going to be in the market or not when it comes to like having a business, reselling, and or even the overhead when it comes to having like a sneaker store and things like that. I think next year is going to be big time telling on who's going to make it or who's not going to make it when it comes to that kind of thing. Because there's some things that people are always going to spend their money on, but like in 2008, a lot of people were spending their money on pre-owned and $25 or less items. People seem like they were fine with those kind of small items. Now we're talking about $300 shoes, $400 shoes. I don't see that happening. Let me see. Most of the sales are bricks and everyday shoes. There we go. Sneaker flip fine. That's what we talked about last week with the B, that those aren't sexy sales. So that's why in IG they don't seem like a big deal, which is fine because in the back end you're constantly making money and building it up. Like we don't care if it looks sexy or not. We're not here for clout on YouTube or IG to show, hey, I got a bunch of pairs. We just want to make that money and keep the business going and growing. If we survive the great shortage, we'll be fine. Sneakers envy. Sneakers are not a luxury for Americans. It's a necessity. Big Money. Whoa. Miss Cam, what's up? Let me go back up. Yaroslav, so what about interesting on like the interest rates for houses right now? I mean, right now we're a bit over 7.2. I mean, I remember it when it was at 4, 5, 6. Now we're at 7. Some people projected it was going to hit 10. I mean, it might get there. So, and just last week we're at 7. Now it's already gone over 7. I sell New Balance for profit all day. No clout there. Sneakers envy. I'm going to pivot towards bricks also. Danny. Let me see. Yeah, I haven't sold a hype shoe in weeks. Bricks making the money. Vintage profit. Sneaker Picker says, I agree with Mo. Interest rates are going, gone. Yaroslav, it was 3% beginning of the year. And it will be 10% for sure, says Yaroslav. I'm gonna wait to buy a house. There you go, fly kicks. Feds just said today, no let up on increases anytime soon. Intramorph. Love selling bricks like work for Home Depot. Select goods. Crash into what? Be specific on how the economy going to crash. Job market is solid. People are spending. Big Money Mo. I want to see Yaroslav's take on that. Or anybody else have any take on that from Big Money Mo saying crash into what? As far as like being specific on what it would be. New Balance Trail are solid sellers, sneaker pickers. People keep buying. Inflation keeps rising. More job layoffs are coming. Interest rates are rising, all to stop people from buying. Yaroslav says the market will crash about 40%, 30 to 40% in real estate, and they already started big restriction, um, making it more harder for regular people to buy. Job market is not solid. Crash in housing, vintage profit. Let me see. Job market solid. No, job market is really weird right now. Obviously, a lot of the stores, Ross, Burlington, of course, right now it's the busiest time for them during the year. They're looking to hire, but they are still understaffed, and that's guaranteed right now. They're super understaffed. The people that are trying to hire and get into the positions, the same thing is going on. Like I've the people that I do know, they're like people still aren't showing up for interviews, job interviews, still not showing up for their first shift, even after they get hired. Or they're quitting within 2 weeks that the schedule's too hard or the working hours are too hard. And so that's still coming into play, which I guess until maybe they really, really need a job, then they'll stay. But as far as it's going right now, it seems like they're just not staying at all. Danny says, I don't think a crash coming either, just lower sales next year. Let me see. Sneaker Picker says every street I turn down has at least one car booted for one reason or another. Pay your fines. Yaroslav, US has been adding 300K jobs a month for the past few months. There are 11 million job openings in USA. Let me see. I just went to Ross, but was closed at 9 already. Rashard. Let me go back up and see. It's all about distribution of wealth. Those in upper middle class and above will be fine. Those earning lower wages bear the biggest brunt of inflation. Mile high hustle. Well, the problem is also doesn't necessarily come into say, below and getting lower wages. It also comes into play of like the people that are making lower wages, what are they spending their money on as well? Which unfortunately for me, I've had other people too that it's like, yeah, I'm barely scraping by. I'm just doing this, but yet I had to get this house. I had to get this car. I had to get these Jordans, and it's still. That's why Big Money Mo says. That's why I can see both sides. That's why Big Money Mo is saying like in America, it's like it's still a necessity, even though these aren't necessities. They're still buying it, and they don't need it. And that's where, man, things just get so wild. But of course, for the clout, keeping up with the Joneses, having all of that, it's like, have to get it somehow, some way. And you don't. Lower class hurting. I think upper middle class doing fine, sourcing code. Big Money Mo. I don't know who y'all hanging out with, but there's job openings everywhere on every scale. I really didn't know anyone financially hurting. They're just complaining of high prices. Big Money Mo. Vintage Profit, just hang tight until midterms are over and they can start working on inflation bill. Let me see. How much did Americans spend on Halloween? That's a good question too. Very interesting question. Whether it is, of course, costumes, candy, and parties and stuff like that. Select Goods Gary Vee got everyone thinking they can be a CEO when many people are meant to be workers and managers. Which I agree to an extent too. I think when it came to that kind of like hustle type of culture thing, I think when more and more people started getting into the sneakers, into the kind of like hype beast selling, it's like, hey, anybody could do this. And the sneakers eventually got into all the other type of, I guess, other items to where Funko Pops, cards, obviously shoes, and then crypto, NFTs, every single thing was rare or had a value to it. But in reality, it's like it has whatever value someone is willing to pay for that. And just because StockX says it's listed at this price, like what is someone willing to buy that item for? And where you're going to find that right buyer? Maybe, maybe not. But also with Gary, I mean, he was pushing a lot of the NFT stuff, and a lot of the NFT stuff, I don't, at least what I've been trying to keep up with and seeing where that market is going. I haven't seen any brand new crazy news that things are skyrocketing and people are making a ton of money or anything. Mile High Hustle, Halloween spending was projected to be a record this year, like almost 11 billion. Let me see. For every one person in the USA, there are 2 jobs available, says the Fashion Reps. Just because there are buying it doesn't make them a necessity. Always people buying sneakers, but it go down because majority of people will stop when they have another stuff to worry about. Yaroslav. Big Money Mo, this is the weak mindset that keep people from moving forward. They keep saying the economy will crash, and they sit on the side of watching while the other guy is making bank. Big Money Mo, oh man, spending money is the American economy. If people stay spending and buying, that mean they're not really afraid of tomorrow. Let me see. Ever Lucky on Three Legs. Ever since Glenn started selling hats, the economy has been tanking. No coincidence there. Let me see. My wife says the turnover at her job is happening every week. Sneaker pickers. And the number one CEO in the U.S. had the best phase. Only the paranoid survive, says Yaroslav. Let me see. People start on Monday and quit on a Tuesday. Sneaker pickers. Let me see. Intramorph, there are 2 warehouse employees at my job who make 15 an hour and have 700 a month car payment. People being idiots with their money doesn't mean the economy is strong. There we go. Pete, my wife's boyfriend took me to TJ Maxx to pick out a new sweater today. The people are using their money on Dolphins tickets since they have a squad. Hey, well, now we're getting into hats and Dolphins. How did this happen? I just think the stores we go to, how fast employees change. 100%. I mean, we've seen that. If you've caught some of the workers that go to Nike outlet, go to Ross, go to Burlington, they're changing like this, and they're going somewhere else or just not working at all. Let me go back up and see. So as far as Lucky on Three Legs, really good point to selling hats though. But all honesty though, if I was in Big Money Mo's case and the Nike outlet booming like where he's at, I would still be in shoes no matter what. The reason why though I am selling more hats and jerseys and things like that is because that's what I can get a hold of in bulk. And so I'm going with whatever I can get the most inventory of with cost of goods being low. But I would still 100% still be in shoes if I can get them at a great deal like Big Money Mo is doing. I don't think that would stop me from getting anything like that. Now on the Ross side of things though, I'm just not feeling going deeper onto like bigger size track shoes, $150 jackets. I'm like, it doesn't really make sense on that end to kind of like force the issue like we kind of said earlier when it comes to that kind of stuff. Let me go back up and see. Big Money Mo is going to stay strong no matter what. His strategy is bank. There we go, Danny. Let me see. Broadway B, if we repeat the 2008-2009 recession, I believe sales will get slow, but those with cash will find the best deals, which I agree. That's what I'm saying. Make your money right now and keep selling like you normally would for the next 2 months and a big Q4. Do everything that you can because I truly believe that there will be buying opportunities next year. The ones that do have the cash on hand, keep it going. I think you'll find great deals that will come into play because like we said, we're not here for buying all the fancy retros that are going to look good for IG. We're here for the bricks, and if the bricks are consistently going to move, and let's say it goes back to 2008 type of range where I told you too, where like pre-owned, sub $25 items. But now looking at it, of course, where we're at now, if you're getting shoes at a great deal too, and you're not over the top spending 300, 400 bucks on hype, you're going to consistently sell on a lot of those Nike shoes that you might be able to pick up for great deals, keeping the cost of goods low. Not necessarily have to be Ross, but maybe the outlets will heat up in that end, which of course they have in different cities. But let me see. You're gonna have to pivot, but it's not that crazy, says Big Money Mo. 2008 was a once in a lifetime crash. Worst crash since 1929. It's not happening like that again, says Sourcing Code. Stop watching CNN and Fox, you'll be fine. Opportunity will always exist. SA. There we go. Yeah, I'm too picky to be dedicating all my energy to Ross right now, says Miles. And I believe that too. Be pickier on your finds. Be smarter on the finds. Do the research on it. Something doesn't feel right. I think the risky buys that you were kind of like, hey, I could take a risk on this. I think that's good. Let's see what happens. I think those buys were always there because it was kind of like you could take that risk. But now I feel like get smarter on it. Refine your business. It's always good to get smarter and refining the business on what's going to work, regardless of economy wise. I think getting smarter on it is good. But also kind of like what the big eBay sellers, Amazon sellers, and even with Hustlebee and who he's talked to and who we've talked to, the biggest sellers that make the most money, the most profit are the ones that focus and really niche down to like one or two type of items, and that's it. The ones that are all over the place, you've got this here, you got that there, this. It's a lot difficult to ship out different sizes, sell different things, because also your knowledge, you can't know everything, like 100% of every single item. But when you narrow it down, that's why I see Big Money Mo doing well. That's why I see Mr. Maverick doing well. Why? Because we narrowed it down to just shoes, and occasionally, all right, the things that kind of come into the streetwear, activewear portion. But when you're all over the place, that's very difficult to make the best and really know and have that knowledge of your product as well. Let me go back up and see. Daily Refinement is killing it with the volume. Danny. Let me see. Shipping costs have really gone up too, so this is facts. Nick, why the hell would I accept a job for 16 an hour when the job demands would be applicable for 25 an hour, says Nick. All the high earners I know are loving it right now. They're not complaining or worried about the economy. Big Money Mo. Let me go back up and see. Every time the Phillies win a World Series, the economy tanks. They won in 2008 and 1980. I did see that. Those are like those weird posts to where, like those like a Dolphins one to where like they only beat quarterbacks that have a last name with a certain letter in it. I'm like, who comes up with these stats? Let me go back up and see. Mile High Hustle, I'm focused on bricks and use shoes vintage on sportswear. Let me see. Yarslov says it'll be worse than 2008. Unfortunately, you guys just bias and can't see through simple clues. Let me see. Let me go back. Didn't know the other name. Oh, something about Vintage Profit. Sorry, I didn't see that other one. It's Baseball Stats, Major League, the movie. There you go, Danny. All right. So, oh man, we went off on, it seems like we go off on economy stuff every Wednesday. But in reality, we should be on Q4 mode and selling as much as you possibly can, taking advantage of opportunities that are going to come up, because I truly believe that's going to happen, and refining the business, smarter on inventory. And also what I've been doing right now is also combining and condensing as far as like my bins, getting them reorganized, getting smarter for the Q4 sales. You don't want to be mixing things around, trying to figure out where things are, and getting that system into play. Whatnot has been making that kind of difficult for me in a good way. because products are constantly moving, but it gets very easily you can mix and match items to where like, man, where did I put this? Where did I put that? If this item didn't sell, but item is already pulled, where we're gonna put that item now? Does it go back to the same bin? Maybe a new bin? That kind of system. So speaking of niching down, I'm so glad I got rid of my Funkos. Select goods. There we go. All right. Intro more. If I'm not worried about economy, I actually can't wait for the crash. I have a decent chunk of cash waiting to take advantage of economic downturn. There we go. Yeah, get organized, says Miles, 100%. I have a decent chunk of cash waiting to take advantage of any economic downturn, says Intramorph. And Vintage Profit, one thing I did was adjust all my shipping prices. eBay was showing crazy shipping prices. So people check your listings. So there we go. All right. Man, we didn't even get to... Do we ever need to go sneaker releases? I don't think anything was even that crazy that even... Air Force One color of the month. Supreme Air Max 98, which is Thursday tomorrow. SB Dunk Low Why So Sad. That's a pretty dope colorway. 120. And let me see, Dunk High Cinnabar. A lot of women's Dunks High. Champs Foot Locker when I went this week and last week. Dunk High and women sitting on shelves. Jordan 4s, the Canyon or the purple one. That one's been on shelf for a good while too. Kind of surprised. Jordan 12 men's low and Jordan 11 low IE were on shelves. But people probably have better stuff in their stores than me. New Balance 990, 200 on the V6. Panini Reebok, speaking of cards, on the Reebok for its latest batch of Iverson questions. All right. I'm investing in Garbage Pail Kids cards. There we go, Hustle Crow. I'm going to buy the neck face dunk now. Get it for the collection. Sneakers Envy. Girls don't like dunk highs. Miles. Amanye 4 is going to be a problem. They're clean. They're super clean. I want to see when those release. Okay, let me get this out of the way real quick. I wonder if Hustlebee woke up. Where is he? I think he's going to do a live on Whatnot right now in 7 minutes. Did he respond? Oh, yeah, there he is. He said he's running behind, probably not going to make the live show. So he's a busy man. All right, let me add this in. Here we go. Tyreek Hill. Who found these jerseys in the wild? Burlington. Which, even though he's on a different team, the money's still to be made. I think they were really cheap. They're what, $10? $14.99? I never found them, but some people did. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Appreciate that. Cleveland dope. Finds and flips. Is Marshall's back? Finds and flips. SB High on the Shark. $40 with box. Compare at 55. Let me see. Hustle Crow says my Burlington only gets kids NFL jerseys now. Next. Let's see. ACLS resells at Ross, 6.5, 45. Some of the waffles. Interesting on the pants, $20 on those. I'd not seen those. Also the Gore-Tex. Katie's were hiding. All right, in the chat, this APS, $70, smash or pass. What are our thoughts on these? Now, I'm going to be straight up with you. All my Rosses have a ton of these. None of my resellers in my area are picking these up. But I do know that on IG, there's a lot of people that are picking them up. Also, they're high retail, 250, 300. But what does the chat think? Pass, laugh out loud. Pass, says Danny. And Palm of the Hill jerseys were at my clearance store. There we go. Pass, pass. So I wonder how many of these are out there. I would pass. Gut says pass. Man, a ton of passes on here. I wanted to buy a pair for the personal to see what the hype is about. There we go. Was that Select Goods? Yeah, Select Goods. Never heard of the brand either. Pass. Let me see. Pass. I found a site that has a bunch on clearance. Horrible rank on Amazon. Says Funky Cold. I just saw a pair, had no idea what it was. Richard. What are those? Says Broadway B. Let me see. Sold one at 140 on Poshmark. Okay, there we go. Mendes finds. 350 retail, but no one's selling them. Says Miles. Seem like slow movers. Pass and pass. Yeah, I did see more people on IG kind of like posting that like they were gonna try it out. I saw other people saying like, "Hey, have you seen the asks on these, but not many sales? Have you seen the retail on these?" Retail, comps, those are different things. So I've seen it. I can tell you right now, if you're thinking about picking them up, I've seen a ton of them at each of my Rosses. And it looks like everyone in the chat also has fallen suit on those. Let's see, golf, LA Gonzalez. Man, LA Gonzalez on the prowl. This wasn't working it. Zoom Infinity Tour. Looks like we got extra small, $13 on the USA Paralympic team on the tee. Oregon Flip Finds. There we go. Cleats and spikes, $4.15. I've seen these a lot of size 14 and 15, 16. I haven't seen any like 9 or 10. I don't think at all. More passes than white chocolate in Chamorf. There we go. Next, let me see. Oh, see, look, here's another one. This time in a mocha. APL mocha. More of the funky finds. More of these $17. Also the React. Mile High Hustle. What a day. There we go. On the Olympic team jackets. And how much were these? Oh, they were 100. These jerseys are sick. 25 on the Rockies jerseys. And we got Crocs at 30. We got a cart full. Hey, Burlington, trying to get into the hat game. I don't like that. Nuggets. Puma on the jersey, 25. Jordan hoodies or jackets. Jacket hoodie. And some of the former player teams, $20 on the Wagner and Hill. Crocs with the fur, Josh. Rockets jersey, fire. There we go. City Connect. All right. Next. More of the Vans on the Disney World, $30. More hats, Jose Hustles on the Nuggets. And the Oregon Ducks on the jersey. I don't know what the price is. 20? 29? I can't see. Let me see. A-Train Hustle. There we go. Picked up 3 pairs there. Oh, sorry. 12, 10.5, and 9. Try sneaker deals. Overpriced finds. $60 on the Nike jacket. Clemson Tigers on the pants for 20. Not bad for 20. Levi's jacket in a 2X. Jordan Crew. Polo. The same pants that we saw at 40. Polo jacket at 80. Let me see. I'll still buy hats from Hustler Hacks. There you go, Mile High. Let me see. I grabbed 4 of the Nuggets pinwheels, clearing the Mitchell and Ness hats. Funky cold one. Those Disney vans just dropped a few months ago. All right. Now, next, let's go back up and see. Big Money Mo. Got caught looping at Nike, cracking down on resellers for real. That's hilarious. And when I saw this, oh man. Let's see. What did he get? Jordan 6, size 14, $106. 112 on the 13. Man, $44 on the 4Y. Crazy. And the infrared 4s. Presto's at $23. Size 8 and a 13. $2 for socks. Jordan Everyday Max Crew Socks 3-pack. $2.07. Dunk High 56. Dunk High 58. Jordan 1 at 95. And nice little duffel, $24. Can't go wrong with $2 socks. Not only for a pair of socks, this is a 3-pack. Socks 1000% ROI. There we go. All right, let me see. Man, even Plato's Closet, Uptown Cheapskate, man, they were taxing big time. Prices went up even more on retros. These guys are wild. Like 200 on retros. They gotta be kidding me. Funky Finds. There we go. More of these out there in the wild. $17. More of those pants on the college. Chai sneaker deals. $18. I've not seen these out there. And it looks like a Boston hoodie, extra small. And we got, my boy Broadway B. Looks like some of the Foot Locker finds as well on the hoodies. And some of the Tech Fleece. And Lucky on 3 Legs. Smaller sizes. But when I see ACC, can't help myself. $20. Whoa, $20. Tiempo. Polo, a Wimbledon jacket. Crazy. And looks like it's a 139 in an XL. I wonder what comps look on this. And then we got Ross Shallington on his lunch break. Hibbett Sports, eh? There we go. And Sneaker Flip Find. Bricks Build Homes. Houses. Size 11. Silver box we know and love. $69. $99 extra. Who knows how much extra? 20, 30? There we go. All right. Let me stop screen. Let me see. Let me see the chat. I didn't even get to catch up. Best nuggets in Denver are Chick-fil-A. Keo. Big Money Mo isn't a reseller. He's a distributor. Can't even buy shoes in my Play-Dohs anymore. Broadway B to Big Money Mo. Do they just give you the price scanner and let you decide what to pay for? They already have it set aside for Big Money Mo. Mo just shows up. Mo has his name on there already. No more coats this year at Ross. They're taxing, says Danny. Those bricks sell good. So it was only one find at Marshall's. Yes, that was our only Marshall's find. I mean, we did have TJ Maxx in there, but no shoes. Looks like that the Dunk was our Marshall's find. $40. Let me see. What are good prices to pick up hats at Ross or Burlington? For the most part, I've only seen them Ross at about $16.99. Even some other beanies I think are $16.99. I did pick up some salute to service at Burlington on the NFL ones, and I think they were $12.99. I don't know what other prices are on the other hats though. That's as far as I know, at least what I've seen. Glenn has hat market cornered. Don't even try, says Danny. Hats have been $10 to $12.99. There we go. Funky cold. I've been finding hats at Ross for $10.99. Funky cold. Has anyone gotten free FedEx shipping for authentication yet? Not that I know of. My $10, Mitchell and Ness on the Nuggets. Baker Brand, 110 watching, only 27 likes. Hit that like button. Appreciate that. All right. We are done. I guess did B already start? Maybe he did. I have no clue. Glenn has big money mo of hats. Intramorph. Appreciate that. I think all my Mitchell Ness were 99 except Lakers was $12.99. Oh, go Lakers. At least with Burlington, there's no sudden death. Select goods. Oh, man. I can't bring myself to source at Ross anymore. Dead to me, says Austin. But yeah, I did get a couple of emails regarding hats. I'm hoping more inventory came in this week, but I'm hoping even more comes in. And I don't know. I'm gonna figure something out when it comes to distribution of hats for those that want to make money, because inventory is definitely there. Well, it was slow down for a little bit, but now it's starting to come back again. So I'm happy about that. All right. Miles, appreciate that. We'll be back next week. We'll be ready to go. Let's talk to the B and let's see what's going on. We're taking it week by week and getting closer and closer to Q4 time. So get everything listed and organize. And I know you'll be ready to go making that sale. All right. We're good to go. I will see you next week. And go watch the B if he's on right now. I'll go find that out. All right, go ahead and get it. See ya.